Whether the Tigers win or lose, Brittany, we're always here. The Missouri Tigers declawed in Baton Rouge. The Cards seize it on the brink on the final day of the regular season. And the Chiefs and Steelers on Sunday Night Football. All this and more coming up right now. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you very much for staying up late with us on this Sunday night. And we begin with Missouri football coming off a record-setting performance against Delaware State. The Missouri Tigers got a rude reintroduction to SEC football as they visited Baton Rouge, Louisiana Saturday night. KOMU8's Tyler Murray right there with the Tigers to explain what went wrong.
The Missouri Tigers took the field to a mix of cheers and boos for the first ever matchup between the two teams in Death Valley. But many faces were not on the opposing side of the field. New head coach Ed Orgeron replaced Les Miles as LSU fired Miles on Monday. Also, the team ruled out star running back Leonard Fournette just hours before kickoff, but that did not seem to stop LSU.
There were opportunities to make plays. We didn't do it. They won on the line of scrimmage. I felt like there were times we were in position to make plays, and we didn't.
LSU gashed Missouri for 416 yards on the ground, including 3 first-half touchdowns from backup running back Darius Geis.
They hold running backs pretty good. Number 5 pretty good, run pretty hard, get to the outside, find the cut lanes. The O-line just blocking, then they played it. I played it.
As potent as LSU's running game was, Missouri was just as lethargic, averaging just 3.5 yards per carry and 0 touchdowns. The second half proved to be a similar story, as this time it was third-string running back Darrell Williams punching it in the end zone 3 times himself for a total of 6 rushing scores on the day.
I think we're beat up after that one. That was a very physical game. And there's some things internally that we need to fix and things that need to be addressed.
Mizzou's defense allowed a season-high 634 yards of offense as LSU outpossessed Missouri the entire game. The connection Drew Lock and Jamon Moore had against Delaware State was but a distant memory, as the two connected just once in the game. The Tigers had just 7 points thanks to a trick play receiving touchdown from Lock.
A loss like that isn't ever a there's not much positives to take away from it in a loss. You never want to look at it as like a feel-good loss.
I know which way we're going to go, and we're going to get better. I feel like I got my tail kicked tonight, and we did as a program.
Tyler Murray, KOMU8 Sports, Baton Rouge.
Tyler, thank you very much. Cam Hilton and Arian Penton saw little action in the game. Odom said after the game he did not like the way the two players prepared in the 24 hours leading up to the ball game. The Tigers do have a bye week, and as Odom says, it comes at a good time as they prepare to head to Gainesville in the swamp to play the Florida Gators. Well, the Missouri football team, not the only Tiger team to visit Baton Rouge this weekend. The Mizzou volleyball squad visited Baton Rouge, and the volleyball Tigers had a much better time of things as they dominated LSU. The Missouri volleyball team has not lost a set, let alone a match, since September 17th. The Tigers swept LSU, and Missouri wins it in 3 straight with big performances from Carly Kahn and Melanie Crow. Sunday Night Football featured the 2-1 Kansas City Chiefs visiting the 2-1 Pittsburgh Steelers. Hard rain to start this game in Pittsburgh, and it really rained throughout the first half. It poured at times, but Pittsburgh poured on the points. Big Ben Roethlisberger with a touchdown early to Darius Hayward-Bay for a score. 2-point conversion made it 8-0 Steelers. Then Big Ben finds Antonio Brown, who makes a nifty grab deep over the middle for the 38-yard score. And the Steelers were getting way up on the Kansas City Chiefs. Andy Reid hoping for answers, couldn't find any. Right before halftime, Roethlisberger to Jesse James in the corner of the end zone. 29-0. 29-0 at halftime in favor of Pittsburgh. Then to start the second, Steelers pick up where they left off. Great grab by Marcus Wheaton on the sideline. And the Steelers destroy the Chiefs 43-14. Kansas City scoring literally in the final seconds of the game to make the margin that close. To say the National League wild card race came down to the wire might not do it justice. It really came down to the last couple innings of the regular season. In today's last game of the season, the Cards had a chance to play postseason baseball for a 6th straight year, but they did not control their own fate because they had to win their game against the Pirates and hope the Dodgers could beat the Giants. Adam Wainwright, who better, right, than the Cards ace on the hill in this all-important game for St. Louis. 6th inning, Matt Carpenter crushes one to right. This is a 3-run homer, number 21 for Carp, and the Cardinals had a 4-2 lead, but it did not last very long. 7th inning, Jonathan Broxton gives up this long ball to John Jaso, and it's a 4-4 tie. Randall Grichuk, though, rescues the Cards in the bottom half of the frame with a 2-run double to make it 8-4. St. Louis would win, folks, 10-4, but the Giants also won, so the Cards missed the playoffs. St. Louis finishes the season on a 4-game winning streak with a record of 86-76. Beautiful day in Kansas City for the Royals and the Tribe. The Cleveland Indians in town. Whit Merrifield starts things off early for the Royals. Rajai Davis troubled out in left field. Gerard Dyson scores. Royals up 1-0. It's 2-1 Cleveland after a Jan Gomes 2-run homer when Cheslor Cuthbert golfs this one out over the center field wall, and that ties the ball game at 2 in the 5th inning. It remained tied at 2 until the 8th when Francisco Lindor, the Indians' outstanding young shortstop, lifts a sacrifice fly to right. Paulo Orlando makes the catch. Can't get Carlos Santana at home. He's safe. Winning run, 3-2. Tribe sweeps the Royals in the weekend series, and Kansas City ends the season on a 4-game losing streak with a record of 81-81. The 2016 Ryder Cup had seen a little bit of everything, from a fan coming out of the stands to make a putt and win some money from the European golfers who bet him he'd miss, to some of the most intense golf the sport has seen in a while. What a day. Final day, singles matches, and here's the highlight match. American Patrick Reed and Europe's Rory McIlroy, 8th hole here. McIlroy sinks a crazy long birdie, and he's rather excited. But how about Patrick Reed on the next hole, or on the next putt, I beg your pardon, birdies the hole as well. And he gives Rory the Dikembe Mutombo finger wag. No, 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 no. And look at this guy, how fired up. What a match this was. And Reed prevailed by 1, and later when Ryan Moore won his match with Lee Westwood, it clinched the victory for the Americans. Their first Ryder Cup victory since 2008. The USA had lost 3 in a row. Sunday's NASCAR Sprint Cup race from the Monster Mile, Dover, Delaware, the Dover International Speedway. This the round of 16 in the chase for the Sprint Cup. Lap 192, Jamie McMurray, originally from Joplin. His hopes, though, go up in smoke. His engine blows, the caution flag comes out. With just 24 laps left, Martin Truex Jr. cruises to a victory, lapping Clint Boyer here, and he wins at Dover. Carl Edwards finished in 14th place today, and he joins Truex in the round of 12 drivers remaining at Charlotte Motor Speedway next week. Truex, by the way, leading the overall points standings currently. This weekend marked the 5th annual Home Runs for Heroes softball tournament in Columbia. The event raises money for the Central Missouri Honor Flight and other military charities. KOMUH's Jake Shinero shows how the tournament means so much to veterans.
Hitting, pitching, and running. Nothing brings people together quite like a good old-fashioned softball tournament, even the ones that can't play anymore.
Wish I could be out there.
John Rain is a World War II and Korean War veteran who has been to 4 out of the 5 Home Runs for Heroes tournaments, and he can't seem to get enough.
I trotted around the bases, but it's just something that goes back. I played a lot of ball.
But this tournament doesn't just help veterans. Even active duty military members love to come out and compete.
One of the things that softball brings is the individual joy and outlet. No matter if you're in the military or you're civilian or anything, you don't have a job, there's a lot of stress that you build up. Softball has that outlet to take out that stress.
The tournament also acts as a bridge, connecting current and retired military members with veterans who have already taken their honor flight.
1 year or 2 years down the road, we'll be in that situation where we'll be the ones, the veterans that have served. And, you know, it's great when you have the community, you know, giving back to veterans. It's a good opportunity. We just forget everything that's happened in the past, and camaraderie comes out, integrity and everything, and we have a great time. So we love it.
The feeling of competition, community, and charity are strong for the players and their families. It's what makes this weekend a home run. Jake Shinero, KOMU8 Sports, Columbia.
Jake, thank you very much. This year's tournament featured a record 80 teams compared to the 12 it had just 5 years ago. Home Runs for Heroes expects to break its record of $13,000 raised last year. It is time now for our Sports Extra sports trivia question. LSU lowered the boom on Missouri last night in Baton Rouge. A 35-point loss for the Missouri Tigers. When was the last time Missouri lost a game by that big of a margin? The answer later in our program.